Welcome back, you degenerates, to the number one gambling podcast on earth. My name is Billy. I'm here with Greggy and Mr. Basketball, Morgan Watkins.
Mr.
Mr.
Basketball had a
Basketball.
bad day.
Mr. What happened today? I thought you were the king.
He's,
I thought you,
I
as you said on Twitter, you dethroned LeBron.
I
That,
did, and then I
that's a
think
bold
I think
statement.
LeBron saw that today, and
Mhm.
aside from his personal game, which he cupped me in, decided that he was going to tell the rest of the league that hey, there was this guy on Twitter talking shit. I need you all to go against him, and it resulted in an 0 for 5 day. What are you going to do? Fuck you, LeBron. You know what? You're not the real king. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Greggy?
all have, we've all had tough days
It's
at the
gonna
office.
it's
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. You know, there's you can't every now and I said to the boys earlier today. I texted both of them and I said, "Boys, I feel a humble day coming on soon. I'm getting
You
way too.
did.
Yeah.
I am due for a bad day."
That was right
It was
before
that
the
day.
game started, too. That was like
It
right
was
about
right before the game started. I just had that feeling. I was getting so full of myself, and I know just who I am. The cockier I get, eventually I'm going to just crash. And I'm glad it was today. The slate was shitty today. I didn't love the card at any point. There's only 3 games, so at least I didn't put out more plays than I did. 0-5 is hurts, but I'm still 95 and 70, so I'll still take my 25 over.
Yeah. Yeah. Greggy, how was your day today?
Yeah, my day wasn't too bad. It was a pretty even keel. 1-1 in NBA. Had the Blazers with the nice backdoor cover comeback. Uh, I had the Lakers on the spread there. Didn't work out for anybody. Um, yeah, I went 2-2 and a push in NHL and 3-3 and a push in college. So
Yeah. You still
no
have one more
harm, no
going in
foul.
college. Or
Yeah,
does that not count towards
I
Twitter?
didn't. I didn't put it on Twitter, so I'm
Oh,
not
so you're
counting
rooting
that.
against me just because you want to root against me, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
Mainly because I posted a plus instead of a minus because it was I I just copy and pasted it from 5 in the morning when
It's
I
kind of
wasn't
like
even like
Well, I mean,
it's
it's not. That's not the
it's
only reason. We're dating back to Oregon State earlier.
well,
it's kind of like the yesterday play where Greg made the mistake of typing over 19 points for Michael Beasley
oh
instead
Yeah,
of Malik Beasley.
yeah, that would have been
I
enough.
actually had I actually had to Google is Michael Beasley still in the league because
Yeah,
I
before you made
wasn't
fun of
sure.
him.
if you guys were
Yeah,
assholes, it would have
exactly. Yeah,
counted as a loss anyway because he would have had 0.
We should have counted it as a loss, but you're lucky we like you.
we're nice
But
guys. We
let's go
understand
back to the
mistakes.
USC thing because me and you were in Discord. I just want to break it down. Can
Sure,
I, without breaking your balls more about it, because I did it 5 times now? I
no
told
problem.
you my opinion on the game when I was looking at it, and you said, "Oh, I think Oregon State. I like Oregon State." And I was like, "All right, well, let me do some deeper digging."
Hmm.
And I found out that not only is Oregon State one of the worst rebounding teams in the country, is that USC is the tallest team in the country, and B, top 20 in rebounding and top 10 in offensive rebounding. So Greg watched the game while I was at work,
Hmm.
and all I saw was the number at the end of the game, me covering by 1.5 points, which is a beautiful, easy win, in my opinion, because I didn't watch the game. I didn't know that it wound up being a sweat for Greg. But what happened was there was an overhand pass to a chuck 3-pointer that led to what? Oh, an offensive rebound for USC for a nice, easy layup to cover the game.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like I said, it would come down to
no
offensive rebounding.
right. And what you told me last night, it completely came into play. They totally took over on the boards on both ends of the floor. Uh, Oregon State they were hitting their 3-point shots, which kept them in the game. And yeah, so they took a three at the end of the game, bricked it, and then the smallest guard for USC came in and got the offensive board and put it back up right in the center's face.
Yeah.
And that's how I lose on a plus 12 and a half. And then they missed the corner three, which actually rolls right back to the same guy that shot the corner three. And he decides to just look at the ball and then just let it roll out of bounds and let the clock run.
No. Like what I get when I see a team is absolutely terrible at rebounding is that they don't know how to box out. So, like, for a play like that to happen, that's what I see, a team not boxing out. That's what I see. Therefore, I'm always going to take the better rebounding team.
Honestly, when I was watching it, like, I was actually really confident that I was going to get this cover because they had Evan Mobley. They had him outside on the perimeter, and he's the one that shot the 30-foot three. So I'm like, all right, the best rebounder on the team. He's on the outside right now. He's not even there for an offensive board. He doesn't give a fuck about the offensive board. And then a little, like, 5'11", 6-foot guard comes in and, steals the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a damn shame. I would like to note that Evan Mobley does love to shoot the three. And when he gets into the NBA, it's going to be his thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely a stretch five for sure. But, I mean, it was a 32-foot three-point shot. Like, it wasn't going in. Especially with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah. But regardless, like, we may not have had such a good day today. A little pretty even keel. I don't know. Morgan, how'd you do in college basketball today?
Keep talking and I'll tell you. Give me a second.
Well, because what I was going to say, we're still on a heater. At least, like, I had right now, it's either going to be a 4-2 or a 3-3 day. But yesterday, Tuesday, right? It would be Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
No, Wednesday. Wednesday, we were combined for 18-5-1 in college basketball. Me going 6-0. We're heating up, boys. Right at the right time. This is when I usually start to heat up. This year's been weird. I hated today's slate. I didn't want to play a game, but for the fans out there, some kid told me he was going to tail my plays after trolling me, and then I had to go out and show him up and go 6-0, and I had to tag him in it. I was like, hey, look at that. More money.
I did love the slate yesterday.
Yeah, the slate was beautiful yesterday. There was so many. Because it was Wednesday. Because we talked about it the whole card on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we talked about on the show hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the St. Johnny's line being completely wrong.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech getting disrespected at Pick'em.
Yeah. Beautiful. Things just lined up beautifully. The Nucks are making money.
Sichuan Blue Whales.
Chinese basketball. We are making money left and right, and we can't get enough of it. Boys and girls, we might have to start adding the Chinese Basketball Association to our cards.
Yeah, I mean, if we see enough winners, I mean, there's got to be people out there that are looking to make money, right? That's what we're all here for.
That's how I went all these followers so fast.
I went 3-1 in college today.
They look at that. We're still on a heater, boys.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Unless I'm reading this wrong. SMU played Memphis today, right?
Yep.
Yes.
What you have?
I had SMU -4 and they won by 2, so I lost that.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah.
So I went
sweat that under.
Thank you, Greg. I went 3-1 in college today.
Beautiful. Love to see it.
Let's check what they did on the ice. What do we do on the ice?
Ice, I'm 1-1 with 1 pending, but I've been on fire with that too. I'm really hoping for a 2-1 day. Hopefully, bring me up to 60%, the highest percentage on not only for the NHL but for all sports. Since Morgan was lying about his statistics, but these statistics are real.
0-2 in hockey.
0-2 in hockey. He's not as hot as we thought he was.
It's like I said. I said at the beginning. I'll say it again. I called I was going to have a bad day. I called my shot. Did I not? I'll bounce back tomorrow. The card is speaking to me much better tomorrow than it is today.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I like a lot more of the games tomorrow that we'll get into shortly. But today's card sucked. Like, I felt like I owed my people, my loyal subjects of my kingdom, I owed them picks. My picks didn't work today. It's going to happen. Not everybody's perfect. We're doing pretty damn good over here.
Yeah. I wanted to accredit my barber because I started going on this heater after I got my haircut. It's a decent haircut, but, like, it gave long overdue. Sometimes you just got to change up your vibe. You know, Morgan hasn't gotten a haircut in I don't know a year and a half. It looks like. Maybe you got to get a haircut.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, not even a trim.
Does he look like a man who trims?
You see this luscious hair right here, man?
Wow. Look at that
This
lettuce.
thing is beautiful. This thing's great. I haven't shaved in a year either, and this is all I've gotten.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a shower, not a grower.
Well played. Well played.
That's fair. We set ourselves up for that. Without further ado, how about we get Basketball Meester talking about some NBA. Get some games here.
Let's talk some picks. So like I said, today's cards sucked. 1-0-5. Tomorrow is a guaranteed bounce back day. We're going to be back above it, at least over 500 tomorrow. I feel very good about some of these picks going in. The first one that I have to lead off with is the Jazz Mavericks game. The Jazz are a cash cow in the NBA so far this season. They are 13-5 against the spread. Like they are, and aside from just being against the spread, the Jazz have a case as the best team in the Western Conference and a top 5 team in the NBA as a whole. They play phenomenal defense. They shoot the three. It's a great system that they run. They're
really deep too.
Gun.
Really deep.
They are very deep. They know what works for them. Rudy Gobert, I think he's very overrated, but he does a great job at what he does. Mike Conley's having a great bounce back season for them after last year's first year in Utah. You have great role players in Joe Ingles shooting the three in the corner. Donovan Mitchell missed the last game against the Mavericks with concussion, so I'm interested to see what happens there. But clearly, they are deep enough that they can win without him. They demolished the Mavericks, and I think all of us were on the Mavericks in this game.
Yep. I coming off of the
not me.
I did not. Definitely didn't. I was all over the Mavericks. I was very confident in that pick. I was wrong. I will not make this mistake again. I will not bet against the Jazz again. The Jazz are the far superior team, significantly better. They are one of the best defensive teams. They rank top 5 in defensive efficiency in the league. So I will be taking the Jazz laying 4 points to the Mavericks. Next game on the card that's going to be really interesting to me is going to be the Hawks-Wizards. Excuse me. Hawks got off to a bit of a rough start this season. Wizards are an absolute dumpster fire. The Hawks have rounded into form and are playing significantly better. Trae Young, after shooting very cold to start the year, has got his points per game average up over 27 now. The Hawks, like I said, as they are rounding into form, they are the better team. The Wizards stink. So I will be laying the 5.5 with the Hawks in this game. Additionally, I will be playing the 232. I don't know which way I'm going to go with it just yet. It's a very tough line with that. On one hand, the Wizards are a very big, high-scoring offense based off of Bradley Beal and the cumbersome Russell Westbrook. However, the Hawks are the worst team in the league to the over and under. They are 3-13 to the over under. So it's a very tough one. I will have something on that. I got to do a little bit more digging into that one. As of right now, I am going to lean the under in that game, but we will see where that heads to at this time. That will be a play, though, so that will be somewhere on the card tomorrow. I just don't know which way yet. Fourth play is going to be the Denver Nuggets against the San Antonio Spurs, and this line's already starting to move. I was able to grab it at laying 3.5 to the Nuggets. It's now moved to 4.5 for the Nuggets. The Spurs surprised me yesterday. I thought the Celtics would beat them handily. They did not. The Spurs came out and pulled off a win. That is a very high emotional kind of win. Now you're going up against Denver team, another team who is starting to round very much into form, who's been playing some very good basketball this year. They have one of the better teams out there. Tricky stat with this one though. Spurs are 11-7 against the spread, which throws a little bit of a notch in the plans for certain. I'm still going to go with Denver, who's 9-9 against the spread. It's just a better team. There's so many options on Denver that who can score the ball, whether it be Gary Harris, who might not be the best shooter in the world, but he can shoot, whether it be Jamal Murray, whether it be Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter coming back, throwing up 27 the other night. He's a big-time weapon. So I love the Nuggets in that game as well. And then another game I'm going to be looking at, there's a couple here. Pacers -3 against the Hornets. Pacers are sneaky good. Domantas Sabonis came back. from his injury very quick. He played great. They really handled the Hornets the entire way. The Hornets are not a good defensive team in the slightest bit. They can't really stop too much. Indiana this year is 10-8 to the spread, so they do a very they're not very good by any means, but they're over 500 with you getting covering those games. 3-point spread. I'll probably even take the Pacers money line this game. We'll see what ends up giving me the better money at the end of the day. I have two other ones that I'm looking at. I haven't decided if they're a play yet, but there's something that's interesting to me. Cavs Knicks over 206 points. That's a very low number, and Cleveland has been very inconsistent, but has shown that they can go off on certain nights with Colin Sexton out there. So that's one that I got to see who's going to be in the lineup, who's out of the lineup, what's going on. That's an interesting one to me. I feel like that is a very low number, so I lean the over in that one, but we'll see what happens. And the other one, which is probably, aside from the Jazz-Mavericks game, I would lean the marquee matchup on the card tomorrow. We Bucks-Pelicans with Giannis versus Zion. I lean the Bucks in that game. However, what I do like, I think more so, is the over 228.5. That seems like a pretty good number right there. The Bucks have done a really good job of late. They're the number 2 team in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Pelicans are still rounding into form. However, New Orleans is 10-6 to the over so far this year, while Milwaukee is 9-8. So I think I'm going to lean the over in that game as well. That's the NBA card as of right now, folks. Back to you,
Greggy. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, I was typing in my last pick here real quick. All right, cool. So I am with Morgan on the Jazz. I don't have a line for it yet. I would assume probably going to be somewhere in the range of like -4, -5. Right, Morgan?
-4.
-4, yeah.
-4?
And I'm
Okay.
going to put I don't have an over under yet. I'm assuming that is going to be around 218, 216.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, at a -4, -5, I'm going to stick with the Jazz, who, like Morgan said, have been cash cows this season. They're winning games. They're covering the spread. They're playing great defense. They have depth, which means even when their starters are coming out, when Donovan Mitchell's not playing, they have guys like Ingles and Jordan Clarkson that come off the bench and score 20-plus points. They're a real deep team that I think can go make a good run in the playoffs too. They really have to just put it together. They just seem to fold when the going gets tough. Next play, I'm also going to agree with Morgan here on Pacers -3. I was actually on the wrong side of this game last night. I'm going to credit this to not doing enough research and just I thought Sabonis was out too because I made these picks earlier in the day. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pacers -3. Pacers are 5-2 on the season away from home. They played a lot more games at their home stadium, but 5-2 away from home. Hornets are 0-3 in their last 3 at home, losing by more than 10 in each of those 3. So I think that they're just in a downward trend, and I don't see tomorrow changing that very much unless Indiana rests one of their players. I'm going to go Brooklyn OKC over 230.5. Brooklyn's only had one game since they got the Big Big Three, should I say, Big Five. I believe it's just one game that they haven't scored 130 points. And, they don't play any defense either. So if they do put up 130 points, all it's going to take is the Thunder to score 100 for that over 230.5 to hit. I expect the Thunder to score more than that, and I expect Brooklyn Nets to put up a ton of points themselves. I may play the -8.5 with Brooklyn, but I just have no luck picking Brooklyn Nets or OKC, because anytime I ever play OKC, they lose, and anytime I ever play a team that's against OKC, they screw me. So I'm looking more towards the total there. Next play I have here is Cleveland over the Knicks at a pick'em. This team is so young and upcoming, and they are getting zero respect by the odds makers, in my opinion. I know they went out and blew out the Pistons last night. It took them till the fourth quarter to do so, but Pistons beat the Lakers tonight, so they're the best, right?
We don't have to rub it in. All right, first off,
Ouch.
I had the
Lakers.
Lakers.
which
I had the
clearly
Lakers
means
tonight too.
the Sixers are the best. But
I had the Lakers tonight too. We're in the same boat. But yeah, they're young, upcoming, getting no respect. Mitchell Robinson is a poor man's Andre Drummond, and I think Andre makes him look like his daddy tomorrow. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he's a machine on the boards. He puts up points. He just makes things happen. And Colin Sexton, he's a bad man. He's a real bad man. And they have a lot of role players that make things happen as well. My final play for NBA tomorrow is Hawks Wizards over 232. This number, it's just speaking to me. I mean, I'm glad it's where it is because I don't know if it was higher, I'd probably turn the cheek on it. But 232 seems like a very feasible number. Wizards are going over every single game. It seems like, it's either they're scoring 130 or they're giving up 130. So in that case, I'm going to take the over 232 and no turning back.
Beautiful. I am also going to be on the Jazz -4 and the Cavs pick'em. And I might be on the Cavs Cavs Knicks over 206, just because it's such a low number, and I'm just going to play the number statistics. I think at least one of them gets to over 100. Give me 109 to 97. And then push it 206. That's an NBA number for sure.
Little tidbit, it's so funny. Like 2 weeks ago, I played back-to-backs, 2 games with the Cavs and Memphis Grizzlies, and both over-unders were like 196 and 197. I'm like, that's gold. This is today's NBA. Like, what are these odds makers thinking? Yeah. It went under both games. Love it. Those freak me out now.
That's exactly what I'm going to take because I'm fearless when it comes to the NBA. Because I don't know enough about it, but I do think that for all the reasons you said, the Cavs they're given no respect. Colin Sexton, he's been a monster for years. People are just finding out about him now. I can't believe that dunk almost went in. I don't know if you're watching that game, Greg.
Yeah, I am. I don't know where they called the foul though. By the way.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah, Cavs are 9-9 in the season and 10-8 against the spread. I mean, it's.
Yeah, and
I do want to say because I'm going to add one of Greggy's picks to my card, the OKC Brooklyn over. I have it at 229.5, but just digging in, doing a little bit of research, Brooklyn is 14-6 to the over this year, and Oklahoma City is 9-8. So I think that's a very strong pick. I think you're on the right side of that for sure. So I will be adding that as well.
Should I add it too?
No.
Don't get away from us.
Yeah, you know what happens when all three of us do the same thing.
We don't want you over here.
Listen, boys, I'm hot. Come on, guys. I don't like a lot of the college games. I'm gonna have a bunch of NBA plays tomorrow because I'm gonna have off all morning. We're gonna be watching Chinese basketball tonight.
We're gonna see duplicates of our card tomorrow on Billy's card.
Well, here's the fun thing. I almost always have my card up first, so
that is a good point. That is a very good point. I'm usually the last to put a card up.
I was just gonna say something, and you just destroyed my point.
He poo-pooed on our thing right there, big time. So I know I'm usually last to put a card up.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're a follower, not a leader, but
I'm not. I'm always the first one, and I am the leader here.
Speaking of first one, let's segue into college basketball. Billy, hit us off with some college basketball.
Oh boy, you're gonna catch me off guard like that? You think I'm not ready? Do you think I'm not ready? First game that I'm looking towards is going to be Appalachian State against Troy. The Mountaineers are 6-1 in the last 7 against the spread. Appalachian State, when it comes to either basketball or football, is just a team I love to bet on because I don't know if either one of you ever saw their recruiting video from the early 2000s when YouTube first became a thing. They had this song that I found on YouTube that I absolutely love. Appalachian State is hot, hot, hot. If you guys don't know it, you guys should go Google it tonight. Me and my brother said that for years before I knew that Appalachian State was a cash cow. Appalachian State, they split the first two games with Troy. The first one, they fell short on New Year's Day. I think they went out partying the night before. To be honest with you, the score, Troy beat them 69-56, but they came back strong the next game. Coming back strong is like a little bit of an understatement. They blew the doors off of Troy, 90-59 the next night. Now, do I think it's going to be a 90-59 kind of day where they win by 41? No, but at 4.5 points, the Mountaineers are easily going to wipe the floor with Troy. It's a pretty bad basketball team. Next on my card, it's going to be Operation Fade Hawaii. We're taking Cal Irvine. It is now 2-0 every time we've played Operation Fade Hawaii, and we will continue to fade Hawaii until somebody tells me not to. That's all I have for Operation Fade Hawaii. Greg loves it. It's on his card. I know it is.
Honestly, I didn't realize that they played, but it is now.
Oh,
it's on Morgan's card also.
Oh, it's on your card. I remember one of you two saying it's on your card. I'm kind of hoping you guys had some stats to help me out with that, but I just saw it and I know.
I do actually have one for you.
What do you got?
UC Irvine for the season is 7-3 to the spread with an average margin of victory of 3 points.
Beautiful. That's what I was trying to look up.
That's all I need. That's all I need to fade those clowns.
I don't even need that. I don't even need it.
Never did.
They're busy drinking out of coconuts and doing whatever they do down in Hawaii. I've never been there. It's way too far from me. The next game, which I think is my favorite game of the card, which is a terrible slate, if I have to be honest with you, is Grand Canyon minus 2.5 to New Mexico State. First, the Grand Canyon Antelopes, which is a phenomenal name, are 9-2 in the last 11 against the spread. The Antelopes have won their last 5 games by an average of 31 points. Now, they're just a better team. They play better opponents. They've beaten them handily. What was I just about to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Grand Canyon is they've won by an average scoring margin of 10.3. I love to see that. Their effective field goal shooting is at 54%. The only difference in the stats that I see is that New Mexico State is the better rebounding team, probably because they let up so many shots taken, and they have so many personal fouls. They're one of the worst teams when it comes to fouling, averaging 22 per game. I love to see it. The line should be closer to 7 or 8 points, in my opinion. This should be an easy cover. I know Greg was talking about the Iowa and Illinois under. I don't hate that. Those big marquee games, I hate betting on them, especially now. Like Greg was saying, it's an important game for that conference, so it can swing either way. He thinks that the defense would be a little bit stronger. I like it because of the number at 163.5. But I don't trust Iowa to make any stops, so I haven't gotten to the window on that one yet. But I do lean that way as well, Greg. If you want to kick off your card, then we'll roll it back down to Morgan.
All right, sounds good. That's all you got.
That's all I have for right now, man. I really hate this card.
Yeah, no worries. It's not great. I'm sure more things will come to light tomorrow when the lines become available. But just to go on that Iowa-Illinois game, I have it at 162.5. I don't know if it changed since the last time I looked, but I was coming off their worst scoring game of the season. Illinois is averaging mid-70s for the last 5 games, and both teams need this game, like Billy was saying. They're both within a game and a half of Michigan for the top spot, and the winner is going to be within a half game of the top spot. So, in my opinion, I think whatever clamps these two teams can put on, they're going to. It could very well. They could both score 75 for sure, and that would be a good defensive game for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just think they both do as much as they possibly can on both ends of the floor, and hopefully the defensive end picks up. Yeah, Iowa coming off their worst offensive game of the season. Maybe they're down. They're going up against a tough team tomorrow night, and they better be ready for a scrap. All right, so I'm also going to go with Billy on App State -4 versus Troy. You gave the stats earlier. They played twice, lost the first game, came back out, won by 31 the second time um, on Troy's floor. Now, oh no, they won on their home floor by 31.
Yes.
But now they're going to Troy, and they're only 4-point favorites. It seems like a steal of a line to me. It kind of reminds me of the St. John's line. Was it last night? Since that game that App State blew them out, Troy has played all 4 games on the road, and they've had I don't know why I wrote this because Troy is at home, but they played the last 4 games on the road, and they've had a really tough time losing all 4 of them. Two
That's
of
good.
those
That's because
losses,
Troy stinks.
they do stink, and 2 of those losses were to Georgia State team that App State just beat twice on the road handily. I believe I had App State as a pick against Georgia State last week.
Yes, you did.
So, yeah, it just reminded me of that. So I'm going to go App State -4 for all the reasons provided. Next pick. I'm going to go with Colorado State -1.5 against Boise tomorrow. Colorado State's legit, man. Not saying Boise isn't, but after watching that game last night, Colorado State's the better team. They really are. Colorado State out-rebounded Boise by 16 in that game. Granted, Boise didn't shoot the ball very well, and Colorado State did, so it gave them a lot more opportunity to get boards. But CSU, they also shot 70. They shoot 77% from the free throw line. So with this 1.5-point spread, if it comes down to a close game at the end, I still feel very confident that they'll knock down their free throws and take this game by a couple points at a minimum. Next game and last one as well. Yeah. I'm going to go with Richmond -1.5 against St. Louis. I don't know why St. Louis is ranked. They must have had a COVID outbreak, right?
They did. They were out for over a month.
Yeah, so they must have been ranked prior to that. They played 0 competition before they came back. I mean, they played LSU, who's not a great program right now. They beat them in November, but December they played nobody of any value. No team, no quadrant wins, none of that. They just lost to their 2 losses came to Dayton, who was their first and only in-conference game so far this season. They lost at home, and they lost to Minnesota.
Minnesota at home? They were on the road going to Minnesota? Because Minnesota's on the road. Insanely hard to beat at home.
They were on the road against Minnesota. But, I mean, either way, the 2 games where they were put to the test to face competition, they faltered.
Yeah.
So, Richmond's been showing it all year long that they can play in conference, that they could beat teams out of conference. Didn't Richmond beat Minnesota?
No, they beat somebody. I don't think they beat Minnesota.
They beat some team of high standing. I know that for sure. But they've done it in conference. They've done it out of conference. And they're on their home floor only laying a bucket. I'm going to take it.
I don't know. That line is weird to me. I first glance, I was like, oh, Richmond's an easy play. But I don't know. I felt like that first game against Dayton, just because I just want to say why it's not on my card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that first game back from COVID against Dayton, like, I tried to break it down when I was going through that COVID theory. I don't know if you guys remember. It's like I was betting against every team that had COVID. What a shot!
Yeah, and he got the and won.
I'm sorry, I'm on opposite sides of the bet with Greg on that one. But lately, since teams have been coming back from COVID, they're not shooting at all. They're shooting 25%, 30%, missing every free throw. So, like, I kind of washed that one up to just them not being available, like, not being able to practice, whatever the case may be. I'm still trying to find who Richmond beat this year. I can't find it.
I'll find it.
So, like, I don't know. It's a weird game to me. Like, on a neutral floor, like, say this is a tournament game, I'd take Richmond. But this is still a regular season game. I don't know. There's no reason that I got it pulled up.
They beat Kentucky.
Kentucky. That's a trash team. That was when Kentucky was ranked in top 10. That's a trash team.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. They beat Rhode Island. That's a good team. I don't know. I might stay off of that. I like it. I want to take it. I'm tired of
Loyola
losing.
Chicago.
That's it for your card?
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
For now. I was just looking at Dixie State game. I don't know what I'm going to do. I
Plus
think
11,
I might
right?
take my boys Dixie State.
Morgan,
Morgan, hit us. What do you got?
Yeah, all right. So I only have debating on the third. Definitely two at the moment. I will decide on the third in the next few moments. I'm going to be with Billy in Operation Fade Hawaii. UC Irvine minus 3.5, like I said earlier. 7-3 against the spread this season. So I'm all about that. Billy knows what he's talking about. I trust him in this regard. He led me straight with San Diego State the other night. I believe him here as well. I'm also going to take Monmouth -2 over against Niagara. Monmouth is 7-3-1 against the spread this season. So I will definitely be going with them. I'm leaning the over in this game as well at 146.5. Both of these teams are significantly over, and it's in the positive when it comes to the over-under, where they hit the over more often. So I'm going to lean the over right now. I'd like to see if that number maybe moves a little bit less or down, but I still would be pretty comfortable at 146.5 to hit that over for sure. I am interested in that Iowa-Illinois game. However, I know we were talking off screen. I liked Greg's pick at 162.5 as the under. I'm kind of on the fence a little bit more now. The more and more I think about it, as both of these teams have hit the over more times than not this season. So I'm going to do a little bit more digging into that one. I'm sure that'll probably make the card at some point tomorrow. Another one that's I'm interested in, it's not an official play or anything, is North Dakota -5. However, as I was digging into that game, North Dakota is 4-8 against the spread this season. So that kind of made me second guess myself a little bit. So we're going to do a little bit more digging into that one as well. But the definites as of right now will be UC Irvine -3.5 and Monmouth -2.
I like that Monmouth bet. Like,
Okay.
I haven't had. I'll be honest with you. Everybody and their mother knows what's happening with the stock market and whatnot. I too like to dabble in the stock market, so I was a little distracted today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I wasn't prepared. But by tomorrow, I'll still have a full slate. You know, I was more concerned about thousands of dollars instead of hundreds of dollars. You know,
it is what it is.
Fair.
One
it's
of
just
the
money.
before we move on to the ice with only one game on the ice tomorrow. Billy and I were talking off screen earlier. There's an awesome stat. We all know that Drake is 13-0 against the spread this season. Fun fact, fun stat that came out yesterday. If you had put $100 on Drake in their very first match of the season to take them against the spread and laid all the money of your winnings into every single game, you would have taken that 100 and you'd be up $447,000 at this point. Just coming with Drake every single game.
What, parlaying it?
No.
If you just roll your winnings into Drake the spread every single game, you would have gone from 100 to 447,000 at this point.
I think it was 247.
You're gonna have to explain that math to me at some point.
Okay. So you take a $100 bet, right?
Right.
And to Drake, say they were, I don't know what they were the first game. Maybe they were -4.5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Drake covers the -4.5. You just won that bet. You take your winnings from that bet and your original into the second game with Drake, covering -11.5. Again, roll it over to the next one. Winnings again, all in on Drake's spread, all the way through their first 13 games.
Okay.
I had the stat at 447,000. Billy, I'm not good at math, so Billy doesn't think
I don't
I'm
know.
good.
That's just not the number I saw. I
But-
saw on Twitter. I could be wrong. Did you actually try to do the math for that?
Fuck no. Not a chance. I can't. If I don't have that many fingers, I can't count that far, and I can barely count with these things.
Yeah, it's just exponential. That's all it is.
Absolutely wild stat. Drake is the greatest cash cow ever. We haven't seen anything like this in years. Ride it till it dies, baby.
Yeah. Like, will they? Do you guys think they can cover every spread this year? You think that's possible?
Chance. No way.
I don't think so.
It's just the law of averages. It has to come back at some point.
How many
Till
against
that
the spread
comes-
losses do you think they're gonna have?
How many games are on their schedule this year? Do we have a rough number?
I mean, they probably have like 6, 7, 8 more games.
26 or so, I'd say. 20 to 26, somewhere in that ballpark.
I can actually scroll up this real quick if you guys can just hold the airwaves for me.
Yeah.
I think if somewhere in that number, I think they'll probably drop about, I'd say between 4 to 6, the spread. It's at the end of the day. I mean, they'll have a phenomenal season. I think they'll go maybe 18 to 20 plus wins to the spread. But you have to lose a couple after a while. Like it's not possible.
They still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more games.
12 games. That's not happening.
25 on the season. I think they can finish up around 21-4 to the spread.
All right, now let's pull up the betting view. If you guys have a great website to use for gambling and to find stats, is Team Rankings. It's what I use all the time for everything. They covered easily against Southern Illinois, who they have to play again. Illinois State they haven't played. Valparaiso stinks. Their only two teams that you worry about them not covering the spread against would be Loyola Chicago and Northern Iowa. But even then, I still think that they're a better team.
Mm-hmm.
They should be ranked at this point.
They may be in the next poll.
No, they're not.
You don't
They're
think
still
so?
far away. Yeah, just because their strength of schedule stinks. They're in the fifth, ranked in the late high. They'll probably be in the top 30 after this, but they're at 49 right now.
Mm.
I do want to say, great basketball team, below average rapper. On that note, from the rapper from Toronto, let's move to the ice. Who wants to talk about the one and only game that's on the card? Because I think we all have the same play.
I think so too.
Go ahead, Greg.
Fun fact, I'm actually on the opposite side of both of you.
Oh, are you?
Oh, you're an
Yeah.
idiot.
I am.
Wow.
You're gonna be in the boys' hot.
There's more value. There's more value on the opposite side for me.
Coming from the guy that bets on the minus 200 money lines.
I parlay those. Don't come after me right now.
I'm just saying.
I mean, the only game we have tomorrow is the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago's at home, and Columbus is a minus 125 favorite from what I remember. For me, it's too easy. It's too hard, should I say, not to take Columbus in this situation. Getting a minus 125 against the Blackhawks is not something that you're going to get on a daily occurrence.
Uh-huh.
So
They did take Nashville to overtime.
they did, but I mean the Blackhawks, they're going to lose on most days, and Columbus is more of a middle of the pack team that I think should handily take the Blackhawks, even though they're on the road. Home ice doesn't mean much. Maybe you understand the bounces, but I can't take the Blackhawks when I have Columbus at a minus 125. I just can't do it.
I agree. That's exactly why. Sometimes, you just have to take the better team.
Mm-hmm.
At what? Morgan's talking about value. There's what? $30 worth of value for betting $100.
So I will be on the Blackhawks money line for this one tomorrow, solely for the fact that What the fuck are they called? The Blue Jackets will be playing the back-to-back off of a long shootout game where they were on the ice for a long time. So I'm going to be, whereas the Blackhawks had an off day today, they're going to have the extra rest coming into this game. So back-to-backs in hockey, there's fresh legs is going to be a big difference. So I love that for sure. And, on the opposite, yes, there's no fans in the stands, but you're going to Chicago, a little Chelsea dagger action every time we get a goal out there. I like the Blackhawks. There's more value. There's more value for me right now to take the plus 110 than to lay the 1.5 for the plus 1.8 because I don't think they're going to lay the 1.5. If anything, it's going to be a 1-goal game.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at the line for in regulation because I know how much Morgan loves those bets now that I introduced him to it. He loves that bet. Now I see him throwing it out there all the time. Now, you want to hear some value? You still think the Blackhawks are going to win? Or would you take the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 115 in regulation?
I still think the Blackhawks are going to win.
I think you're wrong.
What's Blackhawks in regulation?
Plus 175. You going to take that, Morgan? You going to take it?
I guess we'll see on the card tomorrow.
Yeah, you know he's going to take it. He can't help it.
See what happens. Where's the money for me, baby?
Where's the money, baby? Oh, I am currently
probably will take the regulation,
this
to be
bet.
honest. Like I said, I'm big on the back-to-back games in hockey. It's a different beast than in any other sport. Just based off, you see these guys, they only do 30-second shifts because of how much effort they're putting out there skating each and every shift. You're telling me you got to then take a late game tonight, late ending game, and get on a plane or bus, wherever you're coming from, to go to the Chicago for this game. It's the Blackhawks. They're going to come out. Blue Jackets are going to come out flat tomorrow. That's just the way hockey is.
Yeah, he does have a point.
Not a bad point.
It's a fair point. But now, Greg, you currently have a under 500 record. Are you going to ride the guy who is 52% or 60%? As the Nucks win another one for us.
I don't take any of your beliefs into consideration.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what?
Tough crowd. Crowd.
Morgan, I'm hopping on the Blackhawks train, baby.
All right, we're in here. Choo choo, coming through.
This is a game I'm going to put like half a unit on and not watch.
I can't handle that.
Where's the fun in that? I'm going to watch.
Game 8 o'clock?
Because this is the same time as fucking Iowa, Illinois. So I'm not watching that.
Iowa, Illinois. That's what I got 2 screens for.
Yeah, first off, I got 2 screens. Me and Morgan asked me when we were just recording Birth of Degenerates. If you don't know what it is, go check it out. He asked me what game I was watching. My first response was, what screen? I have a game on my computer, a game on my phone, and a game on the TV.
We had 5 different games on at the exact same time. It was amazing.
It's just the time of the day. I'm a late night guy. I got all my money on games. No, I got multiple screens.
Craig, it's not too late for you to switch over to our side. I'm telling you.
I don't want him on our side. Because if he's switching again, I'm going back to Blue Jackets. Because you know what? That's puck luck. This is going to come down to puck luck.
I'm not changing sides.
I'm
a man. I'm a man
about home bounces.
Can't wait to throw this on my card tomorrow.
I'm a man of integrity, and I'm not switching.
In regulation, plus 175. Lock me in.
Yes, sir. I like it. I'll
take the alternate spread. I'll take the alternate spread on the Blackhawks minus 1.5.
Why don't you guys take Blackhawks in regulation, and I'll take Blue Jackets in regulation, and if they go to overtime, we all suck.
Well, that's no fun. I want somebody to win. Who's going to talk good shit?
I'll end up taking them in regulation. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll take
Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets all day.
Blackhawks.
See, this is a kid who was probably rooting for the Senators the past couple nights, not understanding what we do around here.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that we're Nucks guys.
I mean, I'll post up my slips. I'll post up my tickets, my winning tickets, on Twitter later, and the folks will understand how much I love the Canucks. They'll see from the numbers.
That's because you don't gamble responsibly.
I do. I just have a heavy bankroll, boy.
Yeah, I feel that. It's been a good week for us, so.
It has.
This has been a good week. This has been probably arguably, as a podcast, as a show, our best week of gambling we've had as a group.
Correct.
Like all of us collectively are in the green this week. We've had a great week. We have significantly more wins than losses. Knock on wood, the week is still young. There's plenty of games to go. Clearly, as I went 0-5 today in the NBA, things can happen in a flurry and change. So let's keep up the mojo, boys.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep
yes,
it up.
Sir.
And unfortunately, no MMA this weekend. It's unfortunate, but we get gifted with it almost every Saturday, so it's a shame. But we'll be back at it next week with some MMA picks, and hopefully start to heat up there. Honestly, I've been good with all my guys winning the fights. The only one I've lost so far is McGregor. And when it comes down to it, all my losses have been on the props. So
that always do it to you.
Yeah, I mean, hate it or love it, I'm right on the guys.
I do have one additional play that will go to the card this weekend. We're going to go back to the pitch in soccer. Man United is plus 148 against Arsenal. Arsenal stinks. Arsenal is so bad. Mm-hmm. Man United is coming off a tough loss to Sheffield. However, Man United is second in the Premier League right now at 40 points. Like I said, Arsenal is not good. Not good at all. The fact that Arteta still has a job is phenomenal. So there is amazing value in that plus 148 to Man United on Saturday. That will be locked in tonight. That will be on the card first thing Saturday. Is one of the first plays of the day.
I'm taking it as we speak, actually. I haven't even looked for soccer since we lost to Tottenham today. Which may have been a bad bet, but,
They got a goal called away in the third minute.
Did they? I couldn't tune in until about right before halftime, and I watched until the third goal. And I said, all right, that's about enough for me.
Yeah, his pinky toe was offsides.
Yeah, jeez, I hate that. Mm-hmm. Boys, Sichuan Blue Whales tonight, right? +5?
Sichuan Blue Whales. We got a couple Chinese basketball games tonight, guys. There's a few games on that are obviously we love. Our Blue Whales are playing. The Liaoning Flying Leopards are playing tonight. We love them. We've ridden them before. The Beijing Royal Fighters are playing tonight. If you are a true degenerate like us, get in on these games. I might actually throw these games up on the post and just make them an official play before they tip off and before I pass out. Because we're CBA guys here. We love Chinese basketball.
Morgan turned us on.
I want to find I want to find a player prop for Jimmer. I mean, I want to find a player prop for Jimmer tonight. Over 50 points. Maybe lock something crazy out there. He's going to go to town again.
Yeah, the fact is we should probably tell the viewers that when it comes down to CBA, it's not really much of a competition. We ride.
Yeah.
Oh, all day.
We ride.
We roll with our teams. It's funny, too, because the whole CBA thing, Billy and I were on a Knucks game one night, and I remember he was talking about it, and I was like, he was saying how electric the game was, and I was like, hell yeah, this Sichuan Blue Whale game is electric, and he was talking about the Knucks, and next thing you know, we're watching every Sichuan Blue Whale game.
Yo, me and Greg have not missed the either the 11:30 or the 2 a.m. CBA games all week. Look at us. We're exhausted. Absolutely exhausted.
They are absolutely electric. If you have not watched a Chinese basketball game yet, I could not give it more of the seal of approval. The run and gun that these guys do. We said it the other day on Tuesday's episode. Marcus Georges Hunt, however the heck you say his name, whatever it is, averaged 1.6 a game at Georgia Tech. He put up 63 points for the Blue Whales the other night. Jimmer dropped 70. Was it 70 or 71? In that game. It is just electric basketball. None of these guys you've heard of, so you don't have any real fan interest or anything. You're just playing straight for your team that you like, which for us is the Blue Whales. and for the game itself, because it is just fire. Just watching them
Mhm.
shoot threes from everywhere.
It's amazing.
It's the best basketball I've ever watched.
Yep.
I have
All
two-
it
I
takes
have
is a
two
change
bets
of
here.
scenery. All
I
it
have
takes is
two
a
bets
change of
for
scenery for
tonight.
these guys.
Go for it, Bill.
I got the Flying Leopards minus 17.5.
Mm-hmm.
They got OJ Mayo, Jonathan Simmons. They're gonna win by 50, and then our Sichuan Blue Whales money line. Lock it in.
Absolutely. Money line, huh?
Yeah, money line.
I am on very similar. I'm going to have the Flying Leopards at minus 17.5. I have the Blue Whales at +5. However, I probably will take a separate bet with the money line. But then I'm going to parlay both of those with the Beijing Royal Fighters at -9 as well. So we're going to get real fancy with this one. We're going to take that to a hold up, doing math. A +540 for us tonight, boys. And I feel great about those picks. I feel so good about them.
Morgan's gonna wake up to no money tomorrow.
That would suck. I had a great hit on the parlay tonight. You know, we were filming Birthing of the Degenerate, and Billy and I just went nuts once Gonzaga won that game by 28.
That was a much needed.
That was the most thrilling finishes that we could have possibly had. I was ready for Billy to fall out of his chair again like last week. It was great.
You know, shout out to Greg. Greg covered the +8 on Cal right now. That puts me at an even 3-3 on the day, and I think that's the perfect time for Morgan to go ahead and close this show out.
Yes, another great episode. Thank you for watching. If you've gotten to this point, dealing with us again, for my followers, the Morganites. I'm sorry that I went 0-5 in the NBA today. we're gonna brainstorm some words. But right now, my followers, we are the Morganites. We'll brainstorm some things. If you have any great ideas that you want to send my way, send them my way. Maybe we're the Blue Whalers. I don't know. But awesome. You know, you're having a good time here. Check out Birthing of the Degenerate, our new series that we have coming out with our buddy Jared. We are in week 2 of teaching him how to gamble. Some amazing way. He went 2-0 in the NFL last week. He gave out his plays for tomorrow's NBA slate. I'm not going to let you know what those are, but they are on there. So if you want to ride with him, because he theoretically has the hot hand.
Allegedly.
Plays out there for you. Allegedly, he is hot. So his plays are out there. This week we went over some more vocab with him. He has a test coming up in either a week or 2 for vocab. So we'll see how he does with that. It's a little touch and go right now. We'll see what happens. But you can keep checking us out at Betting the Diagonal on Twitter. We are on Spotify and YouTube as well. All of us post the links left and right all over the place. We have a special goal this week, though. Little goal this week. We want to get Greggy over 100 followers on Twitter.
Really?
It us to see him in the tens and the teens. We want to see that number. I don't even know if he's actually gotten to the teens yet, but we want to see those numbers bump up.
Shot.
So follow Greg Gersh at Gersh Greg on Twitter. We want to see him get up there with the boys. Greg's been on fire with his picks. Billy's been on fire with his picks. More so, Greg's been on fire with his tweets. His tweets have been phenomenal of late.
Thank you.
When he first came in here with, "Hey guys, it's Greg," to now,
Greg here.
I don't recognize this guy. I don't know who this guy is. So show him some love. Keep coming at us with everything. We've had some great exchanges in the past few days with followers. Also, from Basketball Mista to Billy having his own little personal troll. We've had some great interactions back and forth, and it's been fun. So keep them coming at us. You can find us at Ben Daniel again, at Billy FFD, at Gersh Greg, at MoWatch26. And for that, this was Betting the Diagonal. You have a good night, Degenerates. Enjoy some Chinese basketball with us.